Here's my review of the STRICH power supply. So here's the box. It's like all metal construction. Feels pretty sturdy. It advertises isolated power and isolated ground. So in theory, if you had like one of your mods go bad, it wouldn't destroy your other mods or wreck your box. And isolated power output. So if one was generating some noise, it shouldn't sort of bleed into your other mods. On the bottom here, you'll see that it's got like seven different 300 milliamp 9 volts. And then on the end here, it's got an additional one that's a bit more power, 500 milliamps. And then the last two are pretty cool. So they're also 500 milliamps, but you can adjust the voltage on them. So you can, there's a little switch on here. So you can kind of go from 12, 9, and 18 volts. So that's pretty handy. So it should work with pretty much most things, I think. And there is a USB out on the side here, so you could plug in your phone or iPad or something like that. I mean, it's only 1 amp output, so it's not going to be able to fast charge it or anything, but it'll be good enough for some accessories, and of course the power on the end there. So overall, should probably work with a lot of stomp boxes. Comes with lots of cables. They are all sort of straight on one end, and it's got the 90-degree bend on the other one. And if one of your boxes is using a 9-volt battery, there's an adapter there for that. Similarly, there's another one, sort of kind of like headphone style, 1/4-inch jack, and a polarity inverter. So as you probably know, guitar mods have the positive on the outside, I think negative on the inside, which is pretty much the reverse of every other sort of DC charger on the planet. So if you have another accessory, you can just kind of use this in order to power it. So one weird thing is it doesn't come with any Velcro or rubber pads or anything like that to keep it from sliding around or to stick to your pedal board, unfortunately. So you're going to have to find your own if that's what you need to do. And it does take up a little bit of real estate on your board, so I got kind of like a mini one here. It is fairly wide, so kind of keep that in mind. Maybe if you have a bigger board, it won't be an issue at all. Like here's an example of another sort of power supply I have. So just to kind of put it in perspective, this is probably less than like maybe a quarter or so of this size. So because of that, I'll probably lose like a pedal or something, but that's okay because I usually don't use a ton of pedals anyways. So powering up, you get the red light to show that it's working, and then you can see as you start plugging in your devices, it only lights up as you're plugging things in. So when there's power getting drawn out, so far I found this pretty good. So I haven't noticed any sort of noise or buzzing or anything like that I found with cheaper supply units, but I would certainly expect that because I think it's at $60 or something. It's not the cheapest thing. Another thing I noticed is because the lights are all on the bottom, so just depending on your setup, but if it's kind of down here, it does make them a lot harder to see. So it just depends on how you've kind of laid things out, but it might have been nicer if they kind of just lit up the whole box or something like that. It might have been a little bit more visible. And it does come with this little instruction manual. It kind of lists out everything that comes with it and how to use it, but overall I think it's pretty straightforward. So just to summarize, overall I think it's a pretty good board. I mean, it sounds pretty good. It gives you room for a ton of different pedals and lots of different types of power. I just sort of wish that it did come with something on the bottom like Velcro or rubber pads. And also, again, keep in mind how many accessories you actually need, because it does, like I said, take up quite a bit of space.